On behalf of our team at the Center for Collaborative Investigative Journalism, Ken obviously is joining us from the Google News Initiative. So we're very happy to be here, very grateful to all of you, and very excited to welcome all of you to this exciting event. So my name is Jeff Kelly Lowenstein. I'm the founder and executive director of the Center for Collaborative Investigative Journalism, or CCIJ. I also teach journalism at Grand Valley State University. So we're very fortunate today that both we're having this training, and then I'll introduce Ken and then go back to teaching the rest of the class. So I wanted first to thank Fola Falayan, our communications and partnership manager, for her hard work in organizing this session. Obviously, we're very grateful to Ken for presenting, other members of the team, and really journalists from all over the world who have decided to take your precious time and energy to attend this session. So some of you are already members of our team or community. Others of you are new. So if people can just start to put in the chat, some of you have done this already, your name and the countries that you're from, you'll get a sense of the tremendous depth of geographic response that we've had. We have trainings just about every month at CCIJ, thanks to Fola's tremendous leadership. And this session has attracted more people to sign up. More than 630 people from around the world have signed up for this session. So we're very grateful to all of you for taking your time to be here. I just wanted to talk for a minute about the Center for Collaborative Investigative Journalism, or CCIJ, before introducing Ken. And what we do at CCIJ is three different things, and they're all about strengthening journalism as a way to strengthen democracy. So the first thing we do is bring together visual, data, and investigative journalists as equal partners to carry out ongoing investigations into key global issues. We have a strong commitment to working with and learning from individuals, families, and organizations in under-resourced or underserved communities. We also have a strong commitment to working with and learning from journalists who might not otherwise have a chance to participate in global projects. That's the first thing. The second thing we do is formal and informal training. So this is obviously a formal training. Ken will walk us through various tools from Google that can be used for journalism. And so that's an example. It's actually a 2-hour, one of our first 2-hour trainings. So we have formal trainings. We also have informal trainings with the journalists with whom we work, with our interns, with our fellows within our team. We bring a growth-oriented mentality. So that's the second thing, the training. And then the third piece is that we work with and try to support journalists who are working and living in very dangerous, physically dangerous situations. So some of the colleagues who have already shared where they're from are in some of those countries. And so we've worked with journalists in different ways to try to support them. So those three different activities are all linked by being connected by an effort to try and strengthen journalism to then strengthen democracy. And so today is an important day for us. It's an important day for us both because, as I mentioned, we have a record sign up and turnout, so we're very excited about that. We actually changed our Zoom account to be able to accommodate all the people who signed up. And it's also because of the work that we're learning from and about today. So I just wanted to share in the chat, here is the link to a story that our data team spearheaded, so Tara Sedaris and Carolyn Thompson, when she was with us, using Google Pinpoint and ChatGPT and manual verification in a really exciting way to tell a systemic story about gender-based violence by state actors in Eswatini. And in a lot of ways, this illustrates many of the core elements of CCIJ. It's got an interdisciplinary team, as I mentioned, from multiple continents. We work with journalists who wouldn't have had a chance to do that work, and we did rigorously edited, fact-checked, and legally vetted work. As I just mentioned, we used an innovative AI-based methodology with Google Pinpoint and manual verification that went beyond previous coverage. We shared the methodology publicly and presented at professional conferences in Africa and Europe. The work has had other impact as well. And the idea from the series, and this is important for us at CCIJ, came from a team member before we worked to generate the resources for the project. So the financial support came from the National Endowment for Democracy, which has been subject to the second Trump administration cuts. So this is who we are, this is how we work, and as I mentioned before, we're very grateful to Ken Kionga for being here. Ken has already had a very impressive and multifaceted career. He's worked in journalism in multiple platforms, he's done innovation work, he's done business development, technology work, and teaching. And he will talk about a series of different tools. It's going to be an interactive, hands-on type of session. There will be time for question and dialogue. So please join me in welcoming Ken Kionga. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for the introduction and the brief background on CCIJ and the wonderful work that you've been doing across the globe really. And it's amazing to see the kind of work that is coming out of CCIJ and the partnerships that you have developed at the community really of what you are doing. So thank you so much, Jeff. I hope everyone can hear me. So as Jeff has said, so my name is Ken Kionga. I work with Google News Initiative. Have been as a trainer, GNI trainer. I have been training for the last 5 years, almost 5 years now. But I'm a journalist really at heart. I am based in Nairobi, in Kenya. I've worked as a journalist for close to 12 years as an editor, as a reporter with different kinds of news organizations. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been working with Google News Initiative. I'll give a very brief overview of what we do at Google News Initiative. Then we'll get into the tools and the resources that we'll be looking at today. And then we'll have a time to have a hands-on experience with these tools, be able to sign up, be able to understand how you can use these tools in your day-to-day work, in your research, in your analysis. And I believe that by the end of probably 1.5 hours, the next 1.5 hours or so, we should be done, and then we can have some time for some Q&A. But if at any point you want me to elaborate something, to clarify something, please just let me know, either by the chat section on the platform, on Zoom, or you can just unmute, or you can put your hand up. We'll see how we can manage that. All right, so let me share my screen so that we can start. So I believe this session is being recorded. So if perchance you want to go through some of the things that we'll be looking at today, you'll have an opportunity for that. Right. So let me just get to just start with the mission for Google. Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. So that's the mission, and that's the mission that has really carried Google for the last, will be almost 30 years now. It is at the heart of how we create products. It's the heart of how we interact with consumers. It's at the heart of our objective in terms of product development. So when it comes to AI, in many other ways, and I'll get to the AI point, but I just want to speak about Google News Initiative briefly. Google News Initiative is a division within Google that works directly with the media organization or the media industry to advance the practice of quality journalism, as to strengthen and evolve publisher business models, and to cultivate a collaborative global news community. So by advancing the practice of quality journalism, we offer free training to journalists to media associations to journalism students. And I have colleagues across the globe, so I can see people joining from different parts of the world. So if you want the training, maybe in your own language, in Spanish, Italian, in different kind in French. So we have colleagues in different parts of the world, and I can connect you to them. I'll leave my email at the end, or Jeff can share my email. Then we'll see how we can connect the trainers to your region. And then we also work with commercial sides of the media platform. So we strengthen the evolving business models, especially digital business models. So we have tools, we have resources for the commercial teams. And then we also sort of play in that part of creating an enabling environment, creating a global news community where we partner with news organizations to bring events, to bring forums where we discuss about some of the issues, pertinent issues that affect the industry, and come up with some of the solutions that we have actually tried out. So when it comes to AI, our objective is to make AI helpful for everyone. That's our objective. It's in line with the mission, as I just mentioned. It's in line with our mission, is to make AI helpful for everyone. And we'll be looking at how that works out. So, but when it comes to media, specifically when it comes to media, is to boldly engage users with new AI experiences. We'll be having a taste of that today, some new experiences with the tools. We try as much as possible to give responsible control over the content. So the publishers have control over the content and what can be used for AI. And then we are deliberately looking at how we can fight misinformation in the AI space. So that's something that we are looking at doing. So let's get into the tools. And as I've said, if you feel like, I need to look at something, I'm looking at the chat sections. I'm seeing we have people joining from Nigeria, from Kenya. I'm seeing from Mozambique. That's great. So keep putting this, from Portugal, from Malaysia. Just continue as you join in, indicate your name, where you're from, where you're joining us from. So this would be good just to see the diversity of the community and how we can network. All right, so let me start. So we'll be looking at two tools today. So there's Pinpoint for journalists. So it's Pinpoint. I'll be taking you through what Pinpoint is, what you can do with Pinpoint, and then we'll have a hands-on experience. So you'll sign up, you'll upload some documents, see how it works. And then the second one is called Notebook LM. And really, we want to see how we can use these tools in the newsroom. I can see there are many freelancers also. How do you leverage the power of AI to be efficient, to get the best out of your time and your resources, and to make sense of the information that you have? So for this, we'll be having, for Pinpoint, we'll be having Pinpoint. So I'll introduce Pinpoint. I'll mention how journalists can use Pinpoint. We'll have a few publisher use cases, and then getting started with Pinpoint, we'll have a hands-on experience with that. So what is Pinpoint? So Pinpoint is a research tool that helps reporters and academics analyze large collections of documents. And the original purpose for Pinpoint initially around 4 or 5 years ago was to help investigative journalists make sense of huge data sets. So you can imagine data sets like the Panama Papers. These are huge volumes of documents. It took teams of journalists months of working through this information to make sense, to find storylines, to find story ideas. And Pinpoint was created to fasten this process. So it allows you to upload huge volumes of document, and then you're able to search across all those documents and make sense out of it. But from then, 4 years ago, Pinpoint has been expanded. It has more functionalities, which we'll be looking into, and we'll see how other media organizations have used Pinpoint. So that's the link, but we will sign up when we get to the end of this session. So what does Pinpoint help you with? It helps you with investigative reporting. It helps you with fact checking. There's some news organizations have used Pinpoint for fact checking. It helps you with breaking news analysis. It can also be used for collecting notes. So it can be your own search engine, if you call it that. You can create your own search engine with the documents that you have. It does audio and video transcriptions, and you can use it to archive your documents. So those are the almost 6 use cases, and I'll also mention more as we move along. So how journalists can use Pinpoint? It's in different ways. So the first thing is you can search through thousands of documents. So you can upload. So once in your account, you can upload, let's say, 40,000 documents, 60,000 documents, and you can search through all those documents. And by these documents, I mean different types of documents. So it can be PDF files, it can be PowerPoint presentations, it can be audio and video transcripts. So all of them, you can put them in one folder, and you are able to search very specific search terms, and it will show you exactly where that is. And then you can transcribe and search audio and video files. And then the other thing that you can do with, you can transform similarly structured documents into sortable spreadsheets. So this is basically what it means is you can change PDF documents or PDF files into a spreadsheet. So you can extract tables from PDFs and put them on a spreadsheet for further analysis. And then you can use generative AI to get insights about your documents, and we'll get to that. All right, so then this is a few things about searching through thousands of documents. So you can upload files directly from your computer or Google Drive, search within troves of forms. The other thing that you can do with Pinpoint is that you can upload your handwritten documents, and Pinpoint will be able to read that handwritten document. So it will be able to extract. I'll show you that. So I'll just quickly go through the specs, because I think the more important, the more useful is the hands-on sort of demo, which I think will be able to land in a better way. And then you can, you can search exact matches. You can exclude some words. You can use keywords to search for what you're looking for. Then additionally, you can understand and filter documents by people, by dates and locations. So I'm just mentioning that so that when we get to the demo, you'll understand what I was mentioning about. Then what kind of file types are supported? So we have PDF. For images, we have about 5 file types that are supported. For audio, for video and audio, we have like a dozen different file types. For email and email archives, slideshows, and Word documents. All these are supported file types you can upload on Pinpoint. For images, it's basically if you have received scanned documents, if Pinpoint is able to read those scanned documents, whether they are saved as PNG, JPEG, or GIF, or even just photos of documents someone has sent you, you are able to scan and search those documents and extract the information that you need. Yeah. Transcribe and search an audio file. Sorry, please mute so that we can have, yeah, thank you. Transcribe and search audio and video files. So you can turn audio and video recording into searchable text files and interviews. So you can, if you are out in the field, you have done your interviews using your recorder, just come upload it on Pinpoint and it gives you a transcript, a very quick transcript with an audio track showing you where, from minute 1.45 to minute 2.35, this is the text and it's editable text. Then you can transform tables into sheets. So this is from PDF to sheets that you can analyze. And then we have generative AI features, which I'll also share a link which you can opt in to get this feature in generative AI. I'll share that link let me just share that. So if you want to get generative AI, I'm just putting it there. So in case, so that I don't forget. So this is how it works. So you upload your documents. So it works the same way Gemini or ChatGPT would work, but you'll only now be questioning, or you'll only be getting responses from your documents. So these documents can be closed documents, can be private documents, but it will only be giving you results from the documents that you have fed it. The one thing that you need to note is that it remains to be private. Your folder, your account remains to be private, and it's protected by Google's industry-leading privacy and security technologies. So you can be assured that it's safe. It's linked to your Gmail, but it does not take up your Gmail space. So it's linked to your Gmail, but does not take up space. It has a very generous space allocation because it's specifically for journalists. So let me go to publisher use cases. But I think before we get to that, let me go to getting started with Pinpoint, then we come back to use cases because it will be important to see how that works. So let me skip that and come here. So, so that's the link. So let me put it down here so that if you don't have a Pinpoint account, we can sign up together, and then I'll walk you through some of the functionalities. When you have the account, I think it's better if you just have a hands-on experience with it. So GNI, so the link there is, I put that in the chat, it's goo.gle/GNI Pinpoint. So I hope you have seen that link. You can click on it. So I think it will show you get started. I think that's the way it looks like. Get started. There's a form that will appear. Just fill in your name. First, I think it will ask you create your first collection. There's a form that you need to fill. You need to indicate that you're a journalist because it's meant for journalists. You'll get an automatic entry or access once you say you're a journalist, because that is the original intent. So I'll give you a minute or two. If you have found the form, give me a thumbs up. If you have seen the sign up form, if you have filled it up, just let me see, just a thumbs up or a sign that you have gotten into it. I'm talking about this for accessing Google Pinpoint, the Pinpoint, not the early access. Sorry for that. So the link that I've just put up there, it's the one. If you don't have a Pinpoint account, it will bring a form. You need to start creating your first collection, not the early access one. I've started seeing the questions are coming in. Juliana is asking, what's the difference between Pinpoint and Notebook? I'll get to that when we get to Notebook. It's the next, I'll show you the differences. It's the next thing we'll do after Pinpoint. All right, so if you have gotten your Pinpoint account, You can upload some texts, you can upload some folders or some files that you have, some audio or video. Just upload them on Pinpoint in your Pinpoint account, and then we'll start to see some generation. I'll do it also on my end, so that for those who are maybe not able to do it, you can see it from my end. So after you've uploaded some text, what usually happens, it starts analyzing those documents that you've uploaded and gives you a quick overview of what is contained in those documents. So it will show you, for example, it will tell you this and the number, the people who have been mentioned in this document and the number of mentions. It will also tell you these are the organizations mentioned in this document. So the more an organization is mentioned, the more it appears in terms of the number. So it's highlighted, and also the locations. So that's how it will work. So then you can search across files or filter by key people, organizations, and locations. As you can see here, you can filter by date, and you can filter by people, and then you can transcribe audio and video automatically. So depending on how long the audio and video is, so it might take a bit of time, but for probably for half an hour, audio can take maybe less than 10 minutes to upload and to transcribe. And then you can turn scanned tables into Google Sheets. So let me get into my Pinpoint account to show you how it will look like. So this is my, I don't know if you can see my screen. Okay, let me share this. So that's my workspace. Pick it up. So this is how your Pinpoint account will look like. So if you have many folders here, you'll see that you can create as many folders as you want. And just to walk you through this, so these are my workspace. You can see that's my Google account. It's connected to my Pinpoint. And then this is your private. This is only private to you unless you share it. So there's a way you can share your folder. And then under Explore here is what is publicly available. So under Explore, you'll have publicly available documents. So we have what we call partner organizations who have shared their files with the Pinpoint community. And whether it's their files or files that they have found online or through their own means, they have created that with Pinpoint. You can see all the organizations here that are part of this community, Pinpoint community. You can see, for example, here, this is a select US government website before and after Trump inauguration. So they took a screenshot. And let me open this so that you see. So this is the public side. And you'll see these are things that they have taken a screenshot. So this is a screenshot. It's searchable. They are able to do a quick analysis by searching, and it will appear here. So if I was to search these documents and maybe search for work, you can see it shows me everywhere work shows up. But because it's an AI tool, it will pick employment, it will pick job, employment, so synonyms of work. You can see it shows me where exactly it appears. So this is the public side. I want to show you some partners that have a lot of documents, like this one. El Universal has over 1,200 documents in one folder. Just looking for others. So there are different partners, so you'll be able just to go through that and see what might be of interest to you. One way I've seen journalists use this public side is to look for their countries or look for people. For example, if there are US federal investigations and they have thousands and thousands of files, you can search for your country to see if it has been mentioned as part of those investigations. So you can just look at that and see if it's something of interest. But going back to your workspace, you upload documents by going to new private collection. You give it a name. So let's say CCIJ. You create a folder. And then here is where you see the documents that are compatible, the file types. All these are file types that are compatible with Pinpoint. You can upload from your drive, or you can upload from your computer. So it's up to you to where you want to upload from. So you can upload from either of that. So once you've uploaded, it will process your documents and give you an overview. So if I'll just show you some documents I've uploaded because of time. So this is something I uploaded. I just looked for different kinds of file types and uploaded. So it's an investigation, for example, on Congo forest. And this is a collection of different kinds of file types. This is a poster, for example. If I open this, you'll see this is a poster. And if I was to search for like climate or agriculture, it will show up. This is a PowerPoint presentation. You can see here, these are handwritten notes. So these are handwritten notes. You can see, you can highlight this and copy text and paste it on a Word document or a Google Doc. Yeah, so this is it, and it's still searchable. Then this is a MP3. So this is a transcript. This is a video transcript. You can see how it appears. And then you are able to edit this. You can edit this on your end. If it didn't get the names correctly, you can edit and you'll be able to see how that works. There's a player down here. I hope you can see this player. You can skip 5 seconds ahead or go back 5 seconds, and you can listen to your transcript as you are trying to get to working on your story. You can jump exactly to the timer, so you can just directly jump to that time to see what that part of the section mentions. So if I was to search here for logging, for example, I can see some questions. So let me just demonstrate this, then I can get to the question. So this is, I've searched for logging. So it shows me that this is where logging, this is where it has appeared. So you can see, I can jump to this document. This looks like logging. You can see that it mentions. Yeah, so you can see, you can just jump to exactly what you're looking for. This is in the PDF document, similarly to the MP4, the transcript. You can see it shows you where those names are. And you can bookmark. So for example, if I find something interesting here, I can add a bookmark or a label document here. Create new, then maybe logging Southeast Asia, something. Give it a color. So that means that it is easier to find the information that you're looking for. So if I was to come back here, so as to look for Congo. So that your tags come here. So you can quickly jump to what you had tagged and it will appear here. All right, let me pause there. I can see some questions coming in. Please put them on the I think there's Ibrahim who wants to ask a question. Are we able to?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have two questions. So how I was trying to upload a video in Arabic because
Mhm.
that I present content for audiences in the Middle East. That's my
Yeah.
first question. How does Pinpoint deal with different languages? And my second question is, what's the difference between Pinpoint and Notebook LM from Google? Thank you.
Right. All right. Thank you. The first question about languages, I know there's still some work being done in many of the languages, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Korean. I think it's available. You can upload. What I know is that they have been working on Arabic. So probably in the next few weeks, it should be able to upload a video, audio, and get a transcript in Arabic. But I can share the link as I'm at the end. I'll share the link of the languages of how they're supported, but also you can change the language here at the very top. So account settings, you can change here the languages, the one you want to see. So I want to see if Arabic. So it's not yet available. I hope you can see this on your end. Is it? No. So these are the language for audio. So they're still expanding. The engineers are still expanding these languages. But for the other content that is not audio and video, you should be able to do Arabic also. Yeah. So there's a lot of languages that are being added every other week to Pinpoint. And then I'll get to the differences between Pinpoint and Notebook immediately we are done with this. I hope that's okay. All right. So yeah, so that's Pinpoint, the first part of research. So you upload your documents. It gives you an overview of who has been mentioned. These are the people mentioned in those documents, the number of mentions, organizations, and the number of mentions, and then the locations. So you can see this is automatically immediately uploaded, and you can add documents. So if you continue gathering your information, investigation, you can add documents to your folder, and it will recalibrate here and add if there's something that has changed. And then you can filter by date here, can indicate the date. Here, maybe you are looking for something between, 2022, or maybe go back, 2019 to 2022. So you can filter by date, and it will only show you where those dates are mentioned. So you can see it has shown me, it has brought 3 documents with the dates that cover that period. So this is useful when it comes, especially if you are working on an investigative story that has some sort of chronological sequence. So you're getting documents maybe for the last 10 years, uploading them, but you want to first start with the first 4 years. So you can put a date filter so that you just work on those 4, and then yeah, you can move along as you move on. So yes, Ajibola, you're asking, do you mean your documents are accessible to other Pinpoint users? No, they are not. So it's private to you. No one can access. The only one that are public are the ones that you can explore here. These ones are public, as I mentioned. These ones, it's the organizations themselves who have made them public for the community. If they want to, for example, expand the knowledge base or the source base, the sources of journalists. So like these ones, maybe it might be interesting to some media publications. But the workspace is private to you unless you share that document, or that, for example, I can open here and share this folder. So you are working as a team and you want to contribute to this folder together and to make notes together, you can share this folder. You can just add the email of the person, and you as the owner of the folder, you have the rights to give the person you're sharing to either the read only or editing rights. So it's up to you to decide. So if your colleague is also collecting some documents, you can give them more rights so that they also upload the documents that they come across. All right, so let's see. I'm looking at if there are more questions, but I'll continue looking at the chat section to see what is there. Then what else can you do with Pinpoint? You can see you can search across different things. You can upload, and you can also rename. So I can decide to rename this file so that it's easier to make sense of it. So you can rename it. It will not rename in the original where you have uploaded it from. For example, if you got it from your laptop, from your computer, or from your Google Drive, it will not rename there. It will only rename here on Pinpoint. So you can see it's changed. Yeah. So that's the first part. So the second part of Pinpoint is extracting structured data. I don't know if you can see here, extract structured data. And for that, I will go back and show you a few things. So let's say, for example, you have these forms that are similar. Let's say, let me show you how they look. All of them look similar. So it's country reports, the name of the president, the area, all of them have more or less the same information. They're just country profiles. Let me show you another one. So they're all similar, you can see. So extracting structured data, you are able to extract this table from a PDF and put it on a spreadsheet. You're able to extract this this data here. If you extract from India only, it will also extract from all the other documents that are similar to it. If I extract, population, it will also extract from the other documents. So that's how it works. And the best thing is to demonstrate that. So on your end, if you have maybe if you have a PDF document that has a table, I think that's something that you can experiment with on your end. So just upload a PDF. If you have a PDF document that has a table, maybe you can upload it, and then I'll show you how to extract the table and put it on a spreadsheet. The first thing you need to do is to click on extract structured data here. So it will open a new tab. So it's processing. So I had done it in advance so that we save time. So it will take some time to process, but this is what you'll see. What it will do, it will give you what we call a template or a golden document. This is a golden document. So whatever I do on this document, it will happen in all the other 9 documents. If I want to extract the name, the land, it will also extract in the other fields. So let's see. But if you don't like this, maybe for one reason or another, you don't like this, what we call the golden document, you can change the golden document by going to the top right corner here and indicating replace golden document with maybe another one, and it will change. So basically, you're just changing the template. You're just changing the template or what they call golden document. If you want to reprocess, if maybe you made a mistake, you didn't do the right thing, you can clear the annotations. So annotations is the way we mark and you tell Pinpoint what to extract. And then there are other functionalities that you can find here. So let's see how this works. So you have key value. Key value is what the main thing, the main menu. Repeated sections is extracting this kind of repeated sections and then extracting tables. I'll show you tables at the end. Let's start with key values. So you highlight. If I highlight this, just make it a bit bigger because some names are bigger. If you do that, you'll see there are two things happening. Down here, it's loading a preview of what is happening in this document and all the other 9 documents. As you can see here, it has extracted all the presidents. Some of them are not, depending on the document, maybe not updated, but it has extracted that. If I want, again, to extract maybe the capital cities, I just come here, make it a bit bigger so that it captures everything in the other documents. You can see. So whatever I'm doing in one document, it's being done in all the other documents. And then if I want to extract the total land space, so you extract the value, not the title. So you mark the value. Yeah. So is someone at CCIJ who has a hand up?
Yes, thank you, Ken. I just wanted to
Okay.
draw your attention to the fact that there are questions in the box.
All right.
Someone wants to know if the storage size, the storage space size on Pinpoint. Someone wants to know if you can give them, if Pinpoint can give all the articles published by a certain person during the last years. And I think
okay, I've
if there
seen
is
them.
a duration for audio files.
All right. So I've seen the questions. Let me come back to that because I can see some questions here, like the demo on extracting structured data. That's what I'm doing now. What's the storage space size of this platform? It's quite generous. For example, I think for CCIJ, they needed quite a generous space, and we were able to expand that. So it's not limited to your Gmail. I may not know exactly the space, but I think for the last 4 years that we have been training on Pinpoint. Personally, I've only gotten like 2 or 3 requests to expand the capacity. But if in case you reach that point, what I've advised other users is you can delete the older files that you've already worked on, and just save them somewhere else. But it's quite generous. Then there's so can Pinpoint give me all the articles published by a certain person during the last years? So Pinpoint will only give you what you give it. So it will only analyze what you've already given it. So it's like your sort of search engine, if you are to put it that way. You upload the material that you have found, and then it is able to help you make sense of what you have. So if, for example, you have downloaded many articles of a person, then you can do some analysis because that's what you have given it. I hope that helps. But we'll get to Notebook and see some key differences between what you can do with Pinpoint and what you can do with Notebook. What I'll do, including for extracting structured data, I'll also share a tutorial on the chat so that you have practice with it. The tutorial is online, and you can just have a sense of how to use Pinpoint. So thank you for that. Thank you for pointing that out. I'll be looking at the chat section to see if there are any more questions. So as I was saying, you've extracted this, so you can extract as much as you want. But the good thing, the magic here that is happening here is that I don't need to extract for every form. I just need to extract from one document, and it extracts from all the others. Yes, so there's a question here about recording from native languages to English. So it does not translate, it transcribes. So it will give you a text version of what you have given it. There are sort of limited languages up to, I think we now, as I've shown you, 20 languages globally that have the transcript capabilities. So it will not translate, it will transcribe. And even in transcribing, there are a few sort of limitations, but that's something that we have been getting a lot of queries, and I believe maybe that's something that we'll be considering in the coming months to include that. So let me now show you how to extract a table. This is the most common sort of use case for journalists. You have received a document or documents from the government or from a source, and it's PDF, and there are forms, and this form and there are tables that you want to extract. So you switch to tables. This is tables. Make sure you switch that to tables, and then select the table that you want to extract, even if that table goes beyond 2 or 3 pages. So you just continue selecting until where you want that to be. So that's the end. But sometimes once you have released because I was pressing down my mouse, you'll see that it does not take it. So it has just picked this one. So what you need to do is to guide it nicely until where you want it to be here. In very small tables, sometimes the small tables, it might not give you the right sort of columns. If you put your cursor on the column here and you right click, you can insert a separator, left or right. So you can add if it did not get the columns, because there are some very tiny tables that it might not get the arrangement well, but you can also delete this if you don't need it. So then remember, as we are doing this, it is also extracting from other tables. So I'll just name it largest cities. You can include the header or not. So the header is this, and then save the table. So as you do that, just take note of what's happening down here. This is extracted fields. This is the first tab. The second tab is this one. It has extracted from all the, expand this. It has extracted from all the documents that I have. These are the largest cities from different countries. You can see how it has done that. So I don't need to do in all, I just need to have one and it will extract. Then what you have here is just like a guide. On the right side is just a guide, which you can use to edit. So for example, I can change to chief of state or president or something like that if I want to name it differently. And then lastly, it's what we call repeated sections. So repeated sections here means it's not a table per se. It's just that, it has columns and maybe 1 or 2 or 3 columns and 2 rows. But I want to extract this because you might find some forms that are similar. So click on repeated sections here, then select the golden. So you create your golden section. So the first part before it repeats itself. I don't even make it. So the first part before it repeats itself, because this is the first part, and then expand it to cover everywhere to the end, and give it a name. Heads of states, and then save the section. So you'll see down here, nothing has happened per se. It should create another tab here. But now from that point, now you can annotate what you want. For example, now I can come here and annotate Anwar Sadat. And it will pick from all the other documents. So you can see head of states here. I can indicate from when. From that date. So you can see it's doing its analysis here, down here, to when. So you can see it has picked from all the documents. So you can see here, Brazil, China, Colombia, are all the present and previous heads of state. So that's repeated sections. So once you are okay with that, you can now extract all this information that you have done. You can extract. If you are doing if you want to extract different tables in one document, just go to tables, mark it where you want to mark the table that you want to extract, give it a name, then go to the next table that you want to extract. It will create separate files for that. So let's extract this. So download. So to download in your machine, in your laptop, as a zip file. So let me show you how it looks like. So it will give me 3 zip files: largest cities, head of states, extracted fields. So let's open one. So this is what has been extracted. Now after this, you can clean up your documents and see it has extracted just as those tables are. Then what we have here is what we call validation link. So a validation link is the link. If I click on this link, it will take me to the exact place where that value was extracted on the PDFs. It's just to validate that information. And it will do the same for the other files that I've downloaded. All right, so let me see if there are questions on extracting. I don't know if there are any questions. Okay, so how secure is Google Pinpoint in handling sensitive data? Yes, it's very secure because as I don't know if you had joined when I was giving an overview. So the same security we give all our products, safety and security and privacy, it's the same that we have with.
Hello.
Yes, is anyone speaking? Okay, yeah, it's the same security that we have for Pinpoint. Because we actually trendset in terms of providing privacy and security to our audience, to our users, and that's very key and that's very important, especially I know for investigative journalists, this is something that you can, unless now you share that folder with someone else, it's unlikely that someone will be able to access it. And even if someone was to hack into your Gmail, they have to know that you have a Pinpoint account because it's not listed among the Google services on your, if you check your Gmail, you'll not see Pinpoint there. So they have to know how to go to Pinpoint. They have to know how to access your Pinpoint account, and they also have to have access to your Gmail. So that's one way to just secure your information. All right. Okay. So Ibrahim Blissett, you said one of the values showed incumbent. What does that mean? It means that that person did not have, he's still the president. So that means there's no end time, because I was selecting when did that president start their term and when did it end. So if he's still the president or if she's still the president, then it will show incumbent. But you can confirm that that on your end, on the documents that you have. All right, so great. So let me go back to the last feature on Pinpoint.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Ken, please, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I'll just type it and I'll just put it in the chat box.
Sorry, you had a question that you put on the chat box. Is that what you said?
Yeah, she said she's going to put it in the chat box. So.
Okay, all right. Yes, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay, so let me show you the last functionality of Pinpoint so that I can move on to something else. So we have what we call the Gen AI capabilities of Pinpoint. This is the link that I had shared here. I don't know if it's visible. It's still visible. I don't know if you're seeing that link that I had shared earlier. Maybe Fola, you can share that link where you need to maybe ask for a request for these capabilities for what we call the Gen AI capabilities. But once you've uploaded once you've uploaded some documents, it will give you the capability to what we call have some interaction with those documents. So for example, I've uploaded these two documents. I can ask Pinpoint what are the opportunities. I hope you can see my screen in digital. So it will get the answers only from these two documents. So the answers that it will give me, the answer it will give me, it's generating from these two documents, not from any other place. So if you have 100 documents, it will generate from that source. But you can also select here where that information should come from. As you can see here, it's told me the opportunities in digital transformation. These are the sum of them, and then it also gives me the source. If I click the source here, it opens the documents and tells me where exactly I can find that source. Similarly here. So I can ask, okay, I can follow up and ask. So it will do, just give me from exactly from those documents. So you can see what it has come up with. And you can just click on the source to find exactly where where they got that information. The other functionality is summarizing. So you can summarize these documents. Summarize, for example, I can give it a specific topic on, I don't know, the human resource. If that title is there, it will summarize that. It's summarizing a topic from these two documents. So it's given me a summary of what is available based on the documents I've given it. The other thing that you can do is to do a comparison. So, for example, you have the budget 2020, national budget 2025, 2026, and you also have a budget 2023, 2024. Upload them, then do a comparison. So you can compare the two. Maybe give it a specific topic. It will compare the two documents and indicate compare timelines. I'm just guessing. I don't know if the timelines are there. So it will compare these two documents. But the example I've given for budgets or for analysis, it will do some comparison, give you what is common in these documents and what is different in these documents. All right, so yeah, so as it's doing that, I don't know if there's any question here. Let me jump. So this is how it looks like. So there's a question: when dealing with massive data sets, how can journalists refine their search terms to get more precise extractions rather than an overwhelming amount of information? So the same way you'll use Google Advanced Search is the same way you can use it on Pinpoint. And if you go to on Google, you look for Google Advanced Search or Google Refinements, it will help you to find the information faster and in a more effective way. So for example, if you're looking for very specific phrases, use the quotation marks and it will take you exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking to combine factors, like you're looking for this person and this organization where they are mentioned in close proximity, just add a plus. So just use the Google refinements. It will work on pinpoint, and you will, it will save you loads of time. Okay, so then there are many. So
Mayawati Jani is asking that the feature is not available.
yes, so that's why I shared the link. These pinpoint features for the one that you have shared. For Africa, for some regions, it's not yet rolled out. But when you fill this form, you'll get a notification when it's rolled out, because it's a very new feature. I think it was early last year or something. They've been expanding it for a few people, then expanding it and refining it. So just fill the form, pinpoint features, and then you'll be notified once you are whitelisted. I think in some parts of the region, Africa, some parts of Southeast Asia, and Latin America, there are some places that it's not fully accessible. But just fill in the form, you'll get the notification. All right, so let me see. Confidentiality, yes. So I've talked about confidentiality, but I'll also share some links that talk more about the how we handle data and how you can be probably, I don't want to say assured, but you can get more information on the way we handle data with sensitivity, especially user data. But I'll share some links so that you can get more information about that. Okay. How can journalists refine their search terms? Okay, I've mentioned that. How foolproof is the pinpoint platform? I think questions are coming in, so when I try to read them, it sounds like jams. Is there a duration limit for audio files? I think you can do an hour. But if it doesn't cover an hour, you can break the audio and maybe upload it twice. So I've done the extraction. I can see there's a question on sustainability and continuity. Okay, so I think this is a question of, so I get your question. So the way I know, and this is a question that has been raised before, is because this is a very specific tool for a particular, like for journalists, and there's a lot of sensitivity in terms of the work that has gone into creating this product and also storing information on this platform. If there's going to be any transition, I believe it's only going to be an improvement of what we have. So it may not be, I don't want to give 100% assurances, but as you will see with Notebook LM, we keep improving products. So even on Pinpoint, we started with just one functionality. We have been expanding it, and resources have been put into Pinpoint to ensure that it really works. It expands the capabilities. I may not have long-term view in terms of product lifeline, but that's what I know from what is happening now, that there's still investment going into improving Pinpoint. So at least in the short term to mid term, I know it will continue to be something that will be of use. So I'll see another privacy policy. So let me look for the link and put it here as before, because I want also to go to the next thing. I think the best thing is to share the link on privacy so that I also do justice, because that has more information on privacy. So let me show you a few things. Let me maybe just, as you are watching this clip, to see how media houses have used Pinpoint, it will be useful for you just to get some ideas on how to use Pinpoint as I look for those links.
What is so critical about local journalism is building trust. You have to build a relationship with people in the community so that they are willing to be open with you, and that takes time.
Eu perdia muito tempo tratando dado, ou até mesmo achando uma forma de extrair ele de um lugar para outro. Então, o uso dessas ferramentas de tecnologia, de inteligência artificial, como o Pinpoint, facilitam esse processo, né, e nos dão, né, mais tempo para a gente trabalhar naquilo que realmente interessa.
Pinpoint is an AI-powered tool for sorting through large sets of documents and pulling out specific information that you're looking for. We saw that Hillsborough County had the highest rate of lead poisoning in all of Florida. We acquired thousands of pages of documents covering all sorts of things that were going on inside of this factory. We could see that the air lead level was above the regulatory standard. The story won the Pulitzer, and as a result of our reporting, the regulators changed their practices, and it stopped there.
We are able to do a lot more as a small team. We produce over 25 different podcasts. So anything that cuts down the production time is very helpful. Now with Pinpoint, when we upload the audio, you get the transcription in minutes, and it's very accurate. You have a dedicated space where all your transcriptions are, and you can tag them, and it becomes really easy for you to cross-reference.
There were these plans to convert a hotel into a shelter for the unhoused in Asheville, and those plans had somehow been waylaid. There was just a lot more complexity to this story than we ever imagined at the outset. Being able to connect the dots from those documents, I don't think we would have been able to do that without Pinpoint.
A Amazônia, ela é uma coisa gigantesca. A gente mapeou quase 40 projetos de crédito de carbono em terras indígenas da Amazônia, quase todos eles com indício de violações de direitos dos povos indígenas. Começamos a recolher contratos, documentos em PDF, mapas, entrevistas, e a gente começou a classificar, né? A gente poderia taguear ali, né, com o assunto. Facilitou muito a gente ficar indo e voltando.
All this saves time and helps in reaching out to more people, addressing more issues.
Democracy doesn't just exist in the White House or in Congress. It exists here in the city council meetings, and I'm excited about the possibility, especially on a small team, to carve out the time and space to do these deeper investigations.
What is causing the delay?
I think that local reporters who can embrace AI tools and technology are going to find that they have more time to spend on the human elements of their stories and the stuff that only they can do.
All right, so that's some use cases. I'll just mention a few here. I think Jeff had also mentioned how they have used Pinpoint in some of their work. I have put a link there on privacy. Just have a look at that. I've also put a link here on how to a demo on extracting structured data. So just open those links and just probably just save them as we move along. Please keep the questions coming. I'll try as much as possible to handle them. But I want to move on to Notebook LM. You can see we don't have enough time, but let's see what we can do. So I'll again go through some specs on Notebook LM, and then we'll jump into the tool. So let me just mention something before we go on extracting structured data. So the forms, if you are extracting data and you want to extract data from the same documents, it has to be similar. The form has to be the same in terms of structure. The values might be different. They may even be handwritten. So you scan and then you extract those values, but the forms have to be the same. So the first part, the upper part, it's a good candidate to extract structured data, especially when you're thinking about similar forms that you want to extract values. But the forms below are not so good. They're all invoices, but the structure is different. So it will not be useful when you're looking at a way of having similar forms in terms of extracting data. So this is just an example of one way that a journalist, they wanted to extract some form. Most Gazette notices are scanned documents, so they were able to identify what they wanted to extract, uploaded it on Pinpoint, used tables, and then selected the table that they wanted to extract. So this is a PDF, not even a PDF, is scanned document, and it's not very friendly to the computer, so it was extracted. So that's the link again to Google Pinpoint. It's on the chat section. If you go to goo.gle/GNI Pinpoint, you'll get access to that. All right, so let's jump to Notebook LM. Robert, you're asking, once you sign up, it should be immediate. If you indicated that you're a journalist, it should be immediate. You can go back and click on start your first collection. I think that's the wording, start your first collection, and then upload some documents. So if you're a journalist, it should be immediate. So Breza, you've asked about long-term investigation. What's the risk of losing stored files? Can you back up your Pinpoint files in case of system failure? So as I said, it has been here for over 5 years now, and it does not erase. So basically, Pinpoint will not delete. Once you've uploaded, you do not delete from where you have stored them. So if you probably backed or you're uploading from your Google Drive or you're uploading from your computer, you'll still have copies on your computer or on Google Drive. Having said that, before any product is sunset, before any product is phased out, and I'm not saying it's going to be phased out, it can take even up to a year of continuous notifications and giving users alternatives. So that's the way I have seen in previous products, but I cannot say that there's any indication now that Pinpoint will be phased out. But that's usually the process. So you'll not wake up one day and find your documents are gone or there was no notification. It can take, because they know there's a lot of data that is stored on Pinpoint. Okay, so let me move to Notebook LM. So this is our sort of latest tool. Unlike Pinpoint, Notebook LM is open to anyone. You don't need to register, but Notebook LM can be used by journalists. So it's not specifically for journalists. So that's just something to one of the differences. So let me give you an overview. So it's a research and writing tool designed to help you summarize and gain insights faster. That's the link. Let me put it down here for you. So it's GOO, or you can go just directly to Notebook LM. So that's the link there. So let me give you an overview and then we can get into the tool. So what are the key benefits of Notebook LM? It's grounded in information you trust. So you are the first sort of gatekeeper of the information that you upload on your Pinpoint account. So Notebook LM grounds itself in your sources with inline citation for accuracy, transparency, and trust. And that's one way to sort of cure the what we in AI is called hallucination, finding or giving information from the air or from nowhere, if you are to speak that. So you give Notebook LM the information, and it will only give you answers based on what you have given it. So you are sort of creating some guardrails. And then the other thing is information. It gives you powerful summarization features, and we'll get into the features in a few. And then it's multimodal and multilingual. So you can experience the future of AI research across many modalities. So you can give it information in form of audio, video, documents, and then you can get back information in terms of audio, not yet video, audio, graphs, or tables, or audio. I think audio, yes, you can get back on audio, in audio format, and images. So it's multimodal and multilingual. And then it keeps your data private and secure, and your personal data is not used to train Notebook LM. So this is for the general account. For workspace accounts, we do not log queries or answers, so data is always private to the user, similarly to even the other Google account. So you don't have to really worry about data privacy and security. It's within your space. So how does it work? Similar to Pinpoint, upload documents, notes, and files relevant to your coverage. The only difference between Notebook LM and in this particular instance is that Notebook LM, you can upload links from the public, from the websites from the public space. So you can upload YouTube videos, you can upload PDFs, you can upload links, and then it will pick information from those public sources. On Pinpoint, it's just files that you can upload. And then it gives you quick insights. So this is similar to the Gen AI features of Pinpoint. And then now you can have that chat capabilities to collaborate, and then you can create new content for internal use or to inform and engage your audience. So you upload the files. Again, the best way to do this is to show you how it works. Again, the limitations here is that there's a limitation on Notebook LM. You have less space compared to Pinpoint. You have 50 files per notebook, so per folder, if you have to call it that way, or 200 MB per file. So there's a bit of limitation in terms of space. What else here? So you can upload public documents like meetings, agendas, recordings of budgets, your own notes, interview scripts, and it will give you a summary. So you can review instant insights generated from your files. So once you've uploaded, it tells you that you've uploaded from 7 sources. It gives you a summary. You can add a note. Again, let me just go to the tool itself so that you see how it works. Yeah, so the best thing is to demo these features before you get to publisher use cases. So let's go to Notebook LM. So let me just open an account here. So this is an account. So a few folders here. So this is, once you create a folder, it gives you the options to upload. So let's upload some sources. So I want to upload this. So let's say I'm working on a story on the Nigerian economy. So I want to get some few sources. So there's this source from the World Bank. It's a link. It's a link from the World Bank. This is another link from the World Bank. This is a YouTube video from Financial Times. And then I have some PDF from Afrexim Bank, from AFDB. So I'll choose like 5 sources. So let's go back to this. So I choose a file, for example, choose a file to upload. I'll upload 2 PDF files. It's uploading. You can see the uploading is happening here. And then it gives me an overview here. So I can maybe change the title here. And then I can add sources. I have these are PDF sources. Let me add a few sources like the link, the World Bank link, the website. Click the website here. So it's been added to the sources. I'll add another website. So the more you add the links, so they become sources. Then I add a YouTube video. So make sure you click on YouTube link there, then you insert. So the three that I have uploaded are not included in this overview until I refresh this page. So if I refresh this, it will be included in the overview. So this overview has changed, and it does that the documents provide a multifaceted overview of Nigeria's economic landscape. Then it mentions the documents. There's Afrexim Bank brief from July, details start. Then it shows the World Bank publications, and then it also mentions the Financial Times YouTube and the National Bureau of Statistics on foreign trade in goods. So these are my research. So I'm working on my research. So from here, I can now start querying these documents. Number one, it also gives you an overview, like some clues on how to start. So let's say I've clicked on that. How have the recent policy changes impacted Nigeria's economic growth and diversification of beyond the oil sector? I think I clicked twice. Yeah. So it has picked that. So once it gives you an overview and the answers, and then also tells you the sources. So you can see these numbers here are sources. So the sources, if I click on it, it gives you an overview, tells me where the source is. And if I was to click on it, it actually opens the source so that I get better context of where it got that information. So this really helps in information integrity, so that it doesn't just give you information from sources that are not credible. I can now start typing and ask what are the growth areas. Or sectors or something like that. Yeah, so you can see here what it has done. You can see what the information that it has given me. And now if I want to keep this, because if I refresh this, all the answers will go. But if I am interested in this answer here, I have to save it to note. Save to note, then it comes here on the right side, you can see here. Then you can go on and say provide 3 possible story titles from the. So it gives you a quick snapshot of possible titles that you can pursue, and give you a small snippet on each. You can even go ahead and say create a table showing the key industries and output, if it's there, if it's that info. So you can see it has created a table. If it's something that you want to keep, you can save to note, and it will appear here. All right, so that's 1, 2, or 3 functionalities. There are maybe a few things that you can do here. If it's complex subjects, you can do mind maps. A mind map is helps you to understand the topic in a better way. So it starts from the big subjects going to the granular subjects, and it will create that kind of mind map. So it has created it, and this is how the mind maps looks like. So it's the Nigerian overview. So if I'm more interested in the in-depth sustainability, I can click here, and then it gives me more texts here. So it continues with the mind maps, but it also gives me the information on the right side about debt. And then I can go to high debt service to revenue ratio. So I'm going deeper into the debt sustainability. You can see what it has done there. So when you're working in an investigative stories and it's complex, maybe it's a web of companies that have different, or you want to see if there are any commonalities in terms of shareholding or the directors, it can create some sort of mind map for you to be able to trace, this company is owned by this company and these are the shareholders. And so it helps you to sort of get clues on what to look for when you are doing these mind maps. And then you can create a timeline. So it just shows you if you are working on documents that are chronological in order, so you can create a timeline. You can even ask it, create 10 question quiz. So to engage your audience, if maybe that's something that you want to do with multi-choice. I don't know if it will do that actually. Let me see. Yeah, so you can see the kind of content that you can have. So I've just created some quizzes for you. Okay, so lastly, it can create what we call audio overview. So you can generate the overview. It's a podcast kind of product. So the output will be a podcast between two people, and they'll be discussing about the Nigerian economic outlook based on the information that you have given. So you generate based on the five sources. So let me just switch to, because I've done this to save time, because it may take some time. Let me show you how it will appear. So this is the same, and then you'll listen to this.
All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive. And today we are going really deep into the heart of Nigeria's economy.
The giant of Africa.
Absolutely, the giant of Africa. And we have a pretty fascinating set of sources in front of us. We've got this country brief from Afreximbank.
Okay.
And this is from July 2024. We also have a World Bank overview of the Nigerian economy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from October 2024, so very recent stuff. And then we've got, the latest foreign trade statistics from the second quarter of 2024. So, really up-to-date numbers.
Fresh off the press.
Yeah. And then...
Yeah, so it's a pretty recent addition to Pinpoint, to Notebook. So you're able to create that kind of interaction. You can download that and download this and embed it on your site. It's something you want to do. But you can also continue.
And then we've got...
So you can interrupt the audio, ask a question, and then they will answer. The podcast presenters, the AI presenters will answer. Let me see if we can do this.
This transcript from
the audio. It's supposed to play. So once it plays, you can join in, ask a question. So I want to see if it's supposed to. So as I do that, any questions? So I can see, can I use data created by Pinpoint to add public information in Notebook LM? Yes, you can. You can. So Pinpoint doesn't have the creation capabilities like Notebook LM, but you can use the documents on Pinpoint, upload them on Notebook LM. So I don't think there's a problem. Languages for Notebook LM, I think it's still, let me see, languages here. They're still at around 12 or 13. So you can upload a French document and get feedback in English if you want. So it will translate, or Portuguese to English, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so that's the way you can. Can you create quizzes and mind maps with Pinpoint, or is it only on Notebook LM? It's only on Notebook LM. That's when you can create mind maps and quizzes. Can you create a TikTok video? It doesn't create a video, but it can give you a script. You can ask it, give me a script for a video, for a 2-minute video, based on the information I've given you, and ask, including the outro and intro.
I have a question, Ken.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's on the audio outputs of
Yes.
Notebook, especially the podcast sounding one. I've used it on different occasions, and I realized that the speakers are the same. The AI male and the AI female are the very generic AI voices that most people are familiar with. Now, if you're trying to reach African audiences, for instance, or audiences that are not necessarily American, those voices are very specifically American. Is there a way that Notebook can work on, because there are AI voice generators that can generate voices in African accents, not necessarily the language, but even the English language has, the tone and the accent, of, it could be generically African. It doesn't have to be like from a specific part. So is Notebook working on that, or is there a feature like that?
Yes, it's something that is on the works, because even this audio feature is less than 3 months old, I think. Oh, yeah. So it's something that, and you can imagine it's one of the most frequently asked questions, and you can imagine the accents, the locations, the languages from across the globe. So it's something that is in the works. It's just that I don't know the timelines. We need to, maybe they are, depending on the demand, there's priorities in terms of other features, but it's something that definitely is in the works. Yeah, so TikTok video, yes. So I wanted to show you this to see if it will work now. Being able to interrupt and join in. Yes, it's a very US accent, but let's see. Yeah, so thank you for the interesting topic. I'm really interested in just understanding the role of oil in Nigeria's economy, and what can be done to diversify the economy, and what are the potential risks to that. Yes, so you can ask questions, the audio, they'll answer that from, based on, again, on the information that you've fed the platform. The last thing that I want to show you here is, let me see, you can add note, and add a note means, am I not on the right tab? Okay, sorry about that. So this is where I was. So I played that, and then interactive mode is this one. You play it, and then you join. So you can add a note, and then you can work on your story here, because it's a text editor. As you compare the notes here, you can work on your story, and then if it's a draft, you can also convert it to a source, and then it comes here, becomes a source for your story. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for Notebook LM. But let me go back to the use cases so that we wind up. Meanwhile, please keep the questions coming. Let me see. So you can use it for brainstorming story ideas. So generate story ideas and angles by uploading meeting agendas, recordings, interview notes, previous articles, and key documents, and have Notebook serve as a thought partner. Then you can create a coverage guide. So you can help a reporter, maybe it's a newbie who has just joined the department, quickly learn a new coverage area by uploading previous articles, source lists, relevant websites, and documents to generate a bit guide or memo. So this can be your induction sort of process for maybe someone has moved to a department or someone has joined your team. Makes it very easy for them to get into the system quite fast. You can also use it to understand complex topics. So you can use the mind maps to understand scientific studies, court decisions, recording and transcript to become an expert. So that's something that I showed you with mind maps. You can also ask Notebook to summarize or to pull out quotes related to a particular topic from your sources. So you can pull out those sources and it can be very specific depending on the query that you give it. You can keep everything in one place. So you save time by keeping all your notes and research in one workspace where you can read original material. And the beauty is that it's source grounded. It will only give you information from sources that you've already pre-listed. And then you can some people have used it for fact checking. So you upload some documents and just test to see if that kind of information is in terms of the sources that you have given it. We have looked at podcast overview. They are saying you can tailor the tone, style, and length of the podcast. I'm yet to see that, but
Here's how to turn your documents into
I'll check that out. News quizzes, we have seen that you can create FAQs and timelines to make your coverage more accessible. And that's it for Notebook LM. Thank you for your time. So let me look at the questions, but now it's Q&A. I'll try and Lilian Mutinda, is the voice feature available in Africa? Yes, it is. But Abubakar says you are unable to download the audio from Notebook. I don't know if anyone else has had the same challenge. So you're also asking what's the difference between Notebook LM and Pinpoint in terms of text generation. So for Pinpoint, the Gen AI feature, which is yet to be rolled out in Africa, is the same with the Notebook LM. Now because in Africa we still don't have access to the Gen AI feature on Pinpoint, you can go ahead and use it on Notebook LM because it's available for across the globe. Yes, so there's a question on are you able to tailor make the speaker's accent? That's something that, yes, I have answered to that. So as we are doing this, so I'll really request that you just have a look at this feedback form. It will be useful for us and you can put those, concerns and questions on the feedback form, which I've just shared. The link is there. So what we have looked at today is Google Pinpoint and Notebook LM. So you can just indicate that in the feedback form. But also there's an option where you can, is that the link? Oh, okay. Yes, so do you have any suggestions for improvement for future workshops? You can include the suggestions, the questions you have about language and local languages in that section. All right, so thank you so much for your time. I'll also drop my email here so that if you need training in your region, I can see what we can do. That's kyunga@google.com. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And I don't know if there's any question that I have not answered. Trying to see here. Maybe before live, you see one that I've not answered, please just let me know.
No, I don't think so. But since your email, you have dropped your email, I guess if there are any questions, you can always email you directly. Or for those in our WhatsApp community, I dropped a link earlier. You can always send in your questions, and if we need to get it across to Ken, we will. Our time has really like they say, it's fast spent, but it's been totally worth it. Thank you so much, Ken, for this session. Thank you for the Google News Initiative partnership. We appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who took time to attend this session. We do this every month, just in case you're getting to know us for the first time. We have professional learning sessions like this every month. So if you keep in touch with us on our LinkedIn, you will be seeing the announcements, and you will know what the next training will be about and when the date will be. So we appreciate you. Please stay in touch and connect with us on all our social media platforms. Thank you so much. And we will put the video of this session on our YouTube channel in a few days. So stay around and be on the lookout for that. Thank you very much, everyone.